Okay,
So,
so I'm here with Gary. Gary has agreed to have an interview with me and sort of go through how he got on in the program. So, Gary, do you want to introduce yourself to the people watching?
hi everyone. Gary, professional engineer within the army, 47 years old. Um, and before I met Chris, was down in the dumps, didn't have really any direction, and was stuck in a rut. So, and now I'm chatting to you today. Hopefully, you will see my photos before and after of the incredible work Chris has done with me, motivational skills, and looking out the other side and still trying to keep going to make a better self or better version of myself.
Oh, awesome. In terms of just going back to when we first sort of spoke, then what was life like then? How did you feel? What was going on?
Um, Work was taking over. Was eating what I wanted because I was working stupid hours, traveling all over the world, which then puts you in a rut. And most people, I guess, joining your group will feel exactly the same as I felt at the time. Didn't feel there was any help out there. I'd signed up to I'd signed up to stupid apps that I thought might work, but clearly just wasted 35, £40 for just to have it on my phone. Didn't really use it because how busy I was. I didn't have any real direction. Um, so yeah, I felt I was a bit of a hole. I would say I was probably depressed, which now sitting here, quite unbelievable because I'm not depressed now. But at the time just wasn't happy with myself. Didn't like what I saw in the mirror. Didn't like, what I was turning into, and knew I needed to do something. Hence the reason when I saw your advert on social media, I thought, yeah, I hope this is the guy for me. So yeah, here I am.
And look, I know that was a lot to sort of chuck out there. Did you realize how you felt at the time, or has that come to light since you've sort of gone through the process?
I probably didn't feel I was as down in the dumps as I did at the time. I think coming through the coaching models that you've taken me through, having a look at my life, looking how the direction I was going into, what possible damage I was doing to myself. It's only when you sit and give yourself a bit of time back that you realise that you wasn't in a good place. So to answer the question, it was probably further down the line that I realised I wasn't in a good place. But I think you'd agree, Chris, when we first chatted, I probably wasn't the most happiest person in the world. So not the fun-loving guy I am right now. So
Exactly, not there. Yeah, yeah. We'll leave that there. We won't go down that rabbit hole. Um, what was the obviously when we sort of connected, we had a chat sort of through, you saw the advert and whatnot. What was it that sort of stood out to you that you thought this looks different, this looks interesting?
what really stuck out was that you wasn't selling weight loss. But the product for me was you wasn't trying to ram, give me a load of money and I'll definitely guarantee this. It was I had to work for myself, but you just came across different to every other coach online. And I'd visited 7 or 8, I'd had interviews with a couple of other coaches. I just didn't like what they were selling, so I didn't go with them. And you just came across as a genuine individual that was there to guide and coach me. You would hold me to task if required. And your information that I found on the web, from other people's stories who've gone with you and stuff that were positive, and they looked genuine. And now I know sat here, I know they were genuine. And you know as well as I do that some things are not always genuine online and stuff like that. So for me,
Yeah.
it just came across as a genuine person who just wanted to help people and, he wasn't join my gym for £100 a week and, I'll make this. It wasn't a false advertisement to me. It was a genuine advertisement. So
I appreciate that. So did you have any like concerns or thoughts about joining the program, either about me or about yourself sort of doing it?
I definitely didn't have any concerns about you. You were chilled out from the beginning. You knew, you asked me questions. I was really honest with you. And I think you want to get, I think with you, if you're not honest with you, if you lie about anything, then you don't get the output at the end. So, I knew I needed to be honest with you because that's being honest about myself. Did I think I would struggle? Did I have any reservations? I knew I needed to do something. I had the support of my wife, my family to, they knew I was probably not in the best place and because I'd made a decision I needed to do something, I think the reservations then had gone because I knew I wasn't in the best place. So
Let's fast forward it then. I think, several months down the line, you've sort of gone through the program, you're out the other side. How do you feel now? Like, what's different?
I can fit my clothes. I look better in the mirror. I feel more confident walking down the street. I feel more confident stood in front of the hundreds of people I have to stand in front of daily. I'm confident. Not that I was unconfident before, but I'm more confident about what myself. And I still know there's a long way to go. I'm not the finished product in my own eyes, and that's fine because I am where I am today. So positive outlook. I've got more energy. I can do more things. I can lead from the front with the people I work with. I can spend more time with my family. Traveling's easier. Everything's just got a little bit easier because my mindset is different. I'm not constantly chucking rubbish into my body. Now I'm thinking about what I'm putting down there. That's just, and I said to you on many calls, I all know everyone knows what to do. We just don't do it. So, and you just need someone to hold you to task. Make sure you do what they tell you to do. Record it. It's a really easy process that you've put me through, which in the end has given me the confidence just to keep going. And you've always been there if I needed you. So it's just it's a really good for me. It was an easy process. Itself, I didn't need to be whipped. Because I wanted to do it. So it's for me, really. I just feel more confident about myself, and with that, probably a better person to be around. My vision for life is different now. One of my goals with you when we started at the beginning was I don't want to be an old cripple, fat, being pushed around in a wheelchair because I've just not done anything, which could have easily happened with the job I'm in. So as I say, more confident about the direction I'm going to, more confident about retirement, which is obviously not far away, and just looking forward to life.
Traveling around Europe, that's one of the things you want to do.
Yeah, definitely would. I'm a motorbike, so that'll be good fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. In terms of the stuff we put in, then I know obviously you were in different locations at different times, and I'm not going to go into specifics around that. But do you feel what you've got and what you've sort of come out with, is it sustainable and manageable long term? Is it something you'll be able to stick and enjoy?
Definitely stick, because it's just become kind of a way of life now. Wherever I travel around the world, I have plans now. I've got things I can fall back on, tools in a toolbox, shall we call them, that I can reach into, read back what I've wrote when we were going through the whole process with yourself, and go, actually, we can do this, and have the confidence if we do slip down the hole, as I call it, that I can get back out the other side and start again, as long as I don't ignore the tools that we've got in your toolbox. But yeah, I don't. The fasting for one thing is it works for me. It may not work for everybody, as you say, but the fasting really works for me. I fit it into my lifestyle. So wherever I'm traveling in the world or in the UK, it fits. Sometimes it's not the easiest, but I just change my fasting hours from morning to evening or evening to morning. It doesn't, as long as I get the fasting, it's good. And because you lose a bit of weight or a little bit of mass around your body, then training becomes easy. You want to go to the gym a bit more or train in your room wherever you are, and it just becomes easier. So yeah, but it's the process and the tools that you've given me have made my life easier, and sticking to that, because it's been 4 months. I've not reverted back to anything else. Still fasting today, still training, still doing what's required to try and keep shifting the weight, looking better. So yeah, but for me, the tools that you've given me are a bonus, and some of the things I wouldn't have thought about before. So yeah, I think they work.
Have you missed out on like events? Have you like quit drinking or anything daft like that?
No, definitely not. You know that, and I'm laughing because being in the job I'm in, my socializing is key. And socializing is not always alcoholic driven, but eating, meals, stuff like that. So I have to pre-plan certain things sometimes. I'm not. I think the big reason one of your selling points was, you don't have to give up beer and you don't have to give up food. sounds like too good to be true, Chris. But it's not, a chat to the people that are listening to this. It's not too good to be true. It's definitely doable. The tools Chris has given me are plan ahead. If you know you're going to go boozing, then do a training session. Drink loads of water. Don't drink water between pints. Stuff they didn't really do when you went out before, but now I definitely do. Do I need to drink beer all the time? Can I go to low fat gin and tonic or whatever? It's so it's made me look at how I go out differently, but it hasn't stopped me going out or stopped me socializing. So the program definitely hasn't gone, don't do this, don't do that. It's gone, do you need to do it as much, or you need to do it that way? Can you do it another way? Which, when you start thinking about things, that's then you can still have fun and still go out and enjoy yourself. So
just got to be balanced, hasn't it? That's the thing, and that's what I've said to you, and that's what I say all along. Is everything's got to be balanced out. We can't just do all this stuff all the time and expect to lose weight and be in shape. It's got to, you've got to turn that routine sometimes, and then the fun can still be fun. But it's just about striking that balance, isn't it? And like you said, they're planning ahead, just making sure that you know what's coming up and it doesn't catch you off guard. And then you can enjoy that without it sort of derailing you, can't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. How do you, in terms of, going through the program, if someone is watching this or if someone's in, on my social media and they're considering sort of, opening that DM or picking up that phone, what would you say to them about having a chat with me? If they want to sort of move forward, what advice would you give to them?
First bit of advice is have the conversation. It costs nothing. The first initial chat, and it's worthwhile. Chris definitely put me at ease, and it's really easy to talk. You are really easy to talk to, so I opened up straight away. And maybe some people wouldn't, but my second bit of advice is be honest with Chris. Don't pretend that you can do some of it yourself, and you're paying Chris money to advise you and guide you on how to make yourself better, how to mentally get out of the hole you're possibly in. Because most of us are in a hole if you're going to chat to a personal trainer, behavioral coach, we're in a hole no matter what anybody says. So, be honest about your situation, don't hold anything back, and fully commit to the program is the third point, I would say. If you're not going to commit to it, don't sign up, because you're wasting your time and Chris's time, which doesn't work for anybody. And he's, like you say, Chris will talk to you all day, but if you're not doing what he's asked you to do, then what's the point if you're chatting with him? So is my third point, really. So
just to sort of hammer further on the third point, and you said it earlier, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you sort of did say it. You've got to want to do it, haven't you? You've got to want to do the process, because I can't do it for you. This is a remote relationship. I can give you guides. I can sort of move you in the right direction. I can give you plenty of tools and advice, but ultimately you're the one that's training. You're the one that's doing the fasting, drinking the water, getting to bed on time, doing all these things that we know we should do. You're the one that's had to implement that, aren't you? So I suppose you've got to have that drive, haven't you?
Yeah, well, like I say, you're not here at 5 o'clock in the morning when I get up, drink the water, Gary. You're not here at 12 o'clock when my fast finishes going, right, you can eat now, but don't eat that, eat this. You've got to be, you've got to be disciplined. So as I say, you're right, exactly right what you said. There's no point signing up something if you're not going to commit to doing it all the way through and seeing it through to the end. And as you're rightly saying, people have blips through the program. I'm not saying I didn't not go drinking or didn't go out for a massive curry or burgers and stuff like that, but I just planned around that, but did it in my eating time, not my fast. I never did anything out of my fasting time, apart from the odd drink every now and then. But then I went extra training, went to the gym, did some exercise just to try and offset. But yeah, I could have done better, but I'm happy where I am at this minute in time, and I'm not sat here depressed with the process I went through. So
they say it's just about looking forward to the future now, isn't it? And as you said, you're not a finished product, but you've got the tools and strategies in your back pocket, and it's just a case of actually this is a lifestyle thing now for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and I don't envision seeing myself going back to how I was. I don't want to. The before and after photos that we've done make me definitely not want to go back, and I feel quite ashamed of what I was at the beginning. Quite happy to say that on here. When I didn't realize I looked like what I looked like, and now I know. That's a process I've gone through for the 3 months of the program. Now I'm still going. Hopefully, in a couple more months, I'll look even better than I do now. Months after that, I'll still keep looking better. So it's just, as I say, it's a process. stick to the process, but it's not a military regime or anything like that. It's a easy process to follow. Mine was tailored to me. Yours will be tailored to you when you speak to Chris. So it's whatever fits your life, and it's you've definitely for me to you, Chris, you've definitely worked on my hectic lifestyle. And even the stupid clock times of you've given me phone calls in the morning, which normal people wouldn't definitely do it just because I've been in a different place in the world and stuff like that. So yeah, you've been accommodating just as much as I've given as well. So it's definitely worthwhile.
I won't miss those early morning calls. I'll be honest with you. Will not miss that at all. Anything else you want to say, or do you think we've pretty much covered it?
No, from me to you, just thank you. And that's publicly thank you to anyone that's listening to this. I'd advocate you to anybody. I've definitely told people about you. I've already advertising you around my friends groups and stuff like that. Whether people want to jump on or not, that's up to them at the end of the day. As you say, you can't force people to do something, but people are definitely interested in how I've got to where I am now. Without doing really any extra work, I've just changed how I do things. So yeah, that's all down to you. I wouldn't force myself to do it. I'll probably still be in that hole I was in, just muddling through. Whereas now I'm not muddling, I'm a lot more confident. So yeah, thank you, Chris. It's appreciated.
No, you're welcome. Like I've said in private to you, and again I'll say it publicly here, you always showed up open, honest from call number one, humble, and just got on with things. If things didn't work, you came on the call, you didn't sugarcoat it, you just said it didn't work, that didn't happen, this is why, and we looked at it. So like I say, you just cracked on with stuff, and that's what I like. Is the drive was there, but then you showed up.
Yeah.
When you did it, you got on with stuff, and the results speak for themselves, don't they, in terms of how you look, but also how you feel as well.
Yeah.
And the future is, it looks bright, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Look, Gary, thank you very much, and I'll let you shoot off. I know you're a busy man, and yeah, keep in touch.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
See you in a bit.